Hi folks, Randy from Dream Hammock here. Today I wanted to share with you a DIY project that's fairly simple, one that you can complete in your workshop. Zippered pouches, or a lot of people refer to them as boxy bags. Very simple to make, very handy to have several laying around. To do it, all you need is some scrap fabric, a piece of number 3 coil zipper, and a couple of sliders. So let's get started and see how to do it. I've got some ATAX FG 1.9 ripstop fabric here. Just going to chop out a piece 12 by 14 inches. You can definitely change some of the sizes to customize your own bags, but this is one that the template that I happen to have laying on the table, so we'll just go from there and see what we get. I'm using a hot knife heat cutter. Find that this does a terrific job of cutting the fabric and sealing the edges so that we don't get any fraying. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first thing I want to do is install the zippers on the fabric itself. I've got my fabric laying here, my ATAX FG, with the wrong side up, okay, the inside. I'm going to separate my zippers, install the zipper underneath the fabric with the teeth facing up. You don't really have to pay much attention to lining up the zippers or anything like that. We'll line them up when we actually zip them together. Zippers installed on that side. Just want to basically spin it around. And one thing that I didn't tell you is that I've marked the zippers with a little white mark here. That's to help me keep everything straight. So on the second side, I want to start with the unmarked side of the zipper. And again, we don't have to really line anything up. We can just let it hang over, and we'll trim everything later. I want to flip everything over. I've installed a wider presser foot on my machine. So now I want the good side up, and I just want to take this zipper and I want to roll it to the back side and then run another line of stitching. First the one side, then the other. With the zipper completely installed on the bag itself, now we want to zip the zipper together. And again, you don't have to be terribly accurate, just ballpark it basically. About right there, I guess. And then put another slider on the opposite side. I suppose you could, if you only had one slider, you could put one slider on, but it wouldn't be quite as convenient, and that is, after all, why you're making these. You put this up a little closer. Something like that. Okay, now we want to turn the entire bag inside out. So that it looks like that. I want to find the exact bottom opposite of the zipper. So what I want to do is I want to pinch my zipper together. I want to pinch the bottom of the bag and find out where the bottom is. I want to take a chalk pencil and I want to put a little mark right there. That way, when I'm lining up my zipper, I don't have it all cattywampus to one side or the other. I can kind of line it right up to that mark. So I'll also do it on this side here. Find the center and put a little mark there. Alright, now we're ready to cut the ends of this bag out. So let's run back over to the cutting table. Okay, I have my bag lined up and my zipper is pretty much right over the white mark on both sides. So that tells me that my zipper is straight. I happen to have a magnetic straight edge here for my cutting table, but you can use pretty much whatever you've got. What I want to do is heat cut the end of the bag. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. Takes a little longer to cut when you're going through zipper or several layers of fabric. What that is doing is that is fusing that fabric together so that it won't fray. It is also fusing it together and temporarily basting it in place. Okay, let me cut this side. If you don't have a heat cutter, you can always use a rotary cutter or scissor it out and pin it, and then hit it with a flame, with a lighter or a candle or what have you, to seal the edges up real nice, and that'll keep it from fraying, and it'll also kind of keep it together. Okay, back to the machine. Okay, now we just want to sew up these ends to keep them from coming loose. I want to start with the back tack and then put a single row of stitching. Go slow over the zipper so that you don't have any issues when that needle hits that zipper teeth, and back tack at the end. We'll do the same to the other side. Again, slow over the teeth. Okay, so there's our finished bag with the ends sewn. Now I want to separate the zippers a little bit, just so that I get my hands inside. And what I want to do, now this is where it gets a little tricky, what I want to do is balloon out the bag and fold it like this so that I can get to these corners. Okay? I want to make sure that the fabric is not wrinkled up in there. Now I want to go with about a 3-inch side. This will be 3-inch bottom, 3-inch side, 3-inch top. So that I'm going to take about 2 inches and we'll pull a little mark there. And on this side I'm going to do the same thing. 2 inches. And then I'm going to holding everything flat, I'm going to mark my corner. I'm going to do this on all 4 sides and then sew them up. Okay, I have all 4 corners marked on the bag. 2 inches down, 2 inches down, and maybe that'll end up to be about 3-ish, something like that, I guess. I don't know. So let's sew them up and see what we end up with. You want to make sure you back tack all the way up into the fold. You don't want any of those little nooks and crannies opening up on you as you're using your bag. 2 more to go here. Okay, meet me over at the cutting table for the last step. Okay, for pretty much the final step, all we want to do is chop the ends off with the heat knife. I want to stay about 1/8 of an inch away from the row of stitching that we just put in, and I want to cut each corner off. Don't breathe the fumes. That can't be good for you. We generally have a fan going in here when we're doing a lot of cutting. But I really don't want the fan on the noise of the fan on the video tonight. Okay. So basically there you have it, and we just turn everything right side out again. There's no lining in this particular one that I made tonight, so it's a little on the floppy side, but if you wanted it to kind of stand up on its own and be rather stiff, you would want to put you know, like maybe a 1.8 taffeta or another layer of ripstop as a lining, but for my purposes, don't really need it. Okay, there you have it. Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm sure there is a couple of people that'll get all excited over how heavy these things are. So I'm just going to throw it on the scale right here. And it looks like 0.5 4-5 ounces. So you're not talking about a whole lot of weight there. Fun and easy project. Well, there you go. I hope this project is something that you'd consider trying, and I hope that the steps that I've presented here today will give you enough information so that you can build a few of these things yourself. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm Randy at Dream Hammock, or feel free to leave a comment on the video or what have you. Contact me. Be more than happy to help in any way I can. Thank you.